This video is a companion to the Zen Games video on the main channel. Also, there are spoilers for Adios. So, Adios opens up with an unnamed pig farmer telling an unnamed hitman that he wants to end their arrangement for dumping bodies. This is something that he knows will lead to his death, and he's not especially forthcoming about his reasons. Over the course of the game, we learn some key things about the farmer. That he's a Vietnam vet who went back after his deployment as a journalist to try to end the war. He's a believer in a simple life and the beauty of nature, including preserving rare American heirlooms like his chestnut tree. And most importantly, he has a wife named Sadie, who he had a son with and loved dearly, who isn't here anymore. The grave under the tree gives a pretty clear implication that she died, especially when the farmer asks to be buried there as well after he's, well, you know. In his final conversation with the hitman, the farmer finally admits his reasons. He fears going to hell. More to the point, he's worried that he'll never see Sadie again, and hopes doing one good thing may change his fate. Interestingly, the only bad thing he seems to have done is go along with the hitman's deal for all this time, and even that was to save his son's life. The rest of his life seemed pretty well lived, but he feels strongly about it. Then the final sequence plays out. The farmer calls his son, and his son says this.
You put her in a home. You decided she wasn't good enough for you, and you put her in a home.
Sadie is alive. The grave under the tree is his dog. This changes things. One of the most crushing details in Adios is how some of its dialogue options are always grayed out. It's a pretty brilliant piece of meta design, since in an RPG, the dialogue options are always something that the character could say, given different choices or circumstances. Here it represents various things that the farmer can't say, whether it's because he can't divulge something or he lacks the willpower to say it. The farmer is often characterized by struggling to be open with people, but these options still give insight into what he's thinking. So Sadie is alive, and she has severe Alzheimer's. Some days she's barely lucid, but the farmer's main concern is that she may blab his secret. This indicates that they were probably both in on the deal to some extent, or she at least knew something incriminating. One easy-to-miss grayed-out line indicates that the mob has bugged the farmer's phone, so he's even more limited in what he can say in order to keep his family safe. Whether the farmer is going to hell isn't a productive question. Yeah, sorry, you got clickbaited. If you don't believe in hell, that negates the question, and if you do, it's not for us to say. But we can ask why the farmer thinks he's going to hell, and we can start to see why, because he's fundamentally a moral person forced by circumstances, at least in his belief, to do deeply immoral things. If Sadie talked, it would be the end of both of them, and maybe even their son as well. So the farmer had to hide her away, pretend she's dead, and let the mob continue their sordid business while the rest of his family falls apart, with nothing he can do to stop it. Being stuck in this kind of situation can get you questioning everything that led you there. Could the farmer have managed without the mob's help all those years ago? Could he have managed Sadie's condition? Is there any point in the last 15 years where he could have escaped the deal? Or worse, did he actually just enjoy the money and threw away everything to keep it? These kind of questions can haunt you, and yeah, maybe he would wonder if he's going to hell after all that. The choices are forced to do bad or regular old bad classic. But whether he actually is up to you. Art and all that. Though I can see it as one of those stories where you just kind of absorb a situation rather than one that tries to be explicit with its own perspective. This game reminds me of Spiritfarer in a way, which was also a game about people at the end of everything, long after there's any chance of changing who they are or what they've done. Instead, it's about what they do with their little time left. And buddy, you might always have less than you think.